What's going on, everybody? Ryan the Mighty Quinn here on Fight Court. I'm here with one of my best friends in the industry, who unfortunately is going through a very common occurrence, but at the level he's at, it shouldn't be that common. Sabah Homasi. Sabah, how you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm good. I know we just caught up for like 5 minutes. It's kind of like
Good.
it's kind of reaction just to say that. But tell us what's going on.
All right. Well, I'm just a little upset with what's going on with the whole situation because it's
Mm,
obviously 7 months, and I get it. There was a merger, and I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that goes behind that, and maybe things get lost and
mhm.
whatnot. But with Bellator, they've always taken care of me, always.
Yeah.
Can't say one thing bad about the company.
Mhm.
Viacom, of course, when Viacom owned it. Um, and I after my last fight, I fractured my orbital, and I was there after my fight for a whole week. I had to wait for the swelling to go down to my face in order for me to travel.
Right.
Home, I saw my doctor here, um, and he went ahead and scheduled surgery right away. So obviously, you got to go through a whole process of getting approved and whatnot through insurance. Um, they went ahead they went ahead and contacted my doctor once I told them when surgery was, and they asked if he could push back surgery 2-3 weeks, and my doctor said absolutely not, I have to operate.
Hmm.
So I'm in talks with Ian, over on the Bellator side.
Yeah.
And,
Ian Matthews. Yep.
right. And he went ahead and told me, go ahead, um, pay out of pocket, and we'll reimburse you. And I said, okay, which they've done in the past before, and there was never an issue.
There's no reason to believe they won't do it again. I understand.
Right. So I'm like, yeah, no problem. You know. So I went ahead and paid for the surgery, all the doctor visits, all the tests that I had to get done in order to go through with surgery. And I went ahead, obviously I send pictures of the receipts, and I send them over to Ian. Well, now the whole sale happens. And of course, I'm still in talks with Ian. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? It never really takes that long for them to reimburse me
Hmm.
after paying. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? And I just kept on, I don't know, maybe pushing it to the side, or I don't know what it was on his end, but just kept on giving me an excuse of some sort. Oh, this is happening, or this is happening. And I said, okay, whatever. So next thing you know, I come to find out that Ian is no longer in charge of this. I guess, he no longer works for the company after, PFL purchased him. So now he has
Hmm.
nothing to do with it. And, me and my management were in contact with him. All of a sudden, just ghosted us. So now my management goes over to PFL, trying to find out what's going on. They said we had to go to Viacom. This is Viacom's responsibility. And then I don't know what happened. It just kept on going back and forth. So here we are 7 months later, and I'm out of pocket $32,000, somewhere between $30,000 and $32,000 for the surgery.
Yep.
You know,
I've had the surgery. Yeah.
yeah, it's
Mhm.
not fun obviously to go through it, and it's also not fun paying out of pocket for it. So look, like I said, I know they have a lot going on. They just
Mhm.
purchased Bellator and so forth and whatever. But at the end of the day, your fighters come in here and put their lives on the line every single time, and the least you can do is make sure that they're taken care of.
Mhm.
Just whatever it is, like go ahead and pay this money out and be done with it, and then whatever you got to find out afterwards, who's going to pay this? Is it Viacom? That's reliable for this, or does PFL acquire Bellator's debt? I mean, I'm not exactly sure how it works, but now it's just come to a point where I'm just frustrated, man, and I just feel like they're just giving me a runaround.
Yeah, I get that. And to what you said, you reminded me when I got my surgery, how the surgery needed to be done within a month, correct?
It needed, well, I'm not exactly sure on the time frame that it had to be done, but
Okay.
when they asked for my doctor to push surgery back 2-3 weeks, he said, "There's no, I can't. Like he can't do
I
that."
I remember they told me I needed it done within a month, otherwise my eye was gonna permanently sink down into my sinuses. And,
So,
it's and, forget fighting, how are you gonna live like that? And how are you gonna drive? So, like, I understand with that surgery why time is of the essence, so to speak. And I'm glad you brought up your management too, because that was something I was thinking about. Because I know you're represented by one of the best crews in the game, and I know you're really tight with your manager.
yeah, man.
And, so what obviously you're in contact with him, he's all over us. What's his mindset right now? Like, what's like, where were you guys a week ago when you guys started to say, like, getting upset and frustrated? Is he trying to contact, the whoever sold Bellator, like, outside of Viacom, like, to try to see if he got any answers to see if they acquired Bellator's debt?
So from what I know, he's in touch with people on the PFL side.
Mhm.
Obviously, Mike Hogan is now over with PFL.
Uh-huh.
He's talking to him, and supposedly he's supposed to hear from someone this week regarding the whole situation. And last week I told my manager, I was like, "Listen, I feel like now they're just jerking my chain, and I
Yeah.
feel like it's coming to a point now where I just feel like they keep just brushing this to the side." So I
Mhm.
told them, if we don't get this resolved this week, if I don't get a definite answer on whether or not I'm being reimbursed, I'm gonna go public with it, and I'm gonna put this out there, for people to hear on what's going on. And I come to find
Mhm.
out that I'm not the only fighter.
You're the only fighter that this happened to?
I'm not the
Oh,
only
you're
fighter.
not the only fighter. So, like,
Uh,
it's other people that were like, was it Bellator based, or was it PFL based, the people they released, or was it all Bellator fighters? Or how you
couldn't
aren't gonna
tell you.
give names.
I couldn't tell you if it was during the sale of
Mhm.
PFL and Bellator or when that happened, but I've been in contact with a couple of people that told me, they're in the same boat.
Yeah.
So, and it's just, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's just crazy.
It really is interesting too, like you pointed out, they're trying to compete with the UFC, and I know that, Don Davis is really talking a big game on social media, how they're coming after the number 1 spot. And to hear stuff like this happen, it really is concerning. It really is disappointing that, they're not following through, so to speak. You know,
You
do
know,
do they do they have any plans for you to fight with them again, or what's up with that?
I don't
Alright,
I
we don't gotta talk about it. We don't gotta talk. It's all
can't
good.
get into detail on things like that right now,
Mhm,
but what I can tell you is, I want to give PFL the benefit of the doubt here.
mhm.
Look, shit like this, I couldn't say that it happens all the time, especially on this level. Maybe on smaller shows or regional shows, maybe this kind of stuff happens from time to time. It's never happened to me on the regional scene,
Mhm.
but on this level, it's crazy to me that this kind of stuff is happening. That it's even been 7 months, post surgery, and I haven't been taken care of yet. But like I said, man, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt here, and I know they got a lot going on their end. Obviously, they just acquired a whole nother promotion,
Mhm.
so they got a lot of stuff going on their end. But the least they could do is take care of this small problem, which
Yeah.
$32,000 to them isn't anything.
Well, I'm glad you're being rational too. You know,
So
um,
I have to be. I have
and
to
I
be.
gotta be honest, the Saba 5, 10 years ago probably wouldn't be as rational, so I'm real proud of you, my man.
Oh man, only if you knew, Quinn. Oh yeah, and but look, me 5-10 years ago, I'm a different person. Everyone
Yeah, we grow up.
changed. Absolutely, you grow up.
Yeah, but no, you're handling it really well. I'm glad that you're giving them the benefit of the doubt, but I do understand that it that's a hefty check to have over your head, and you
For
definitely
sure.
want some answers. So I completely get that.
I'm losing
Um,
losing patience. That's all it is. I'm just
yeah,
losing patience. get frustrated because now I just feel like, oh shit, what if they don't reimburse me?
Mhm.
What if I just took an L for 32,000,
Mhm.
you know, kick to the dick? It's and as fighters fighting for big promotions like this, I don't think any fighter should ever have to go through this. You go
Yeah.
in there, you put your life on the line every time you go in and fight. And then fighters are going ahead and dealing with this kind of things. It's like it's crazy.
I am glad, I'll tell you, I am glad that they were working with you through it, even though they've kinda put you on the back burner.
Yeah.
But, like, I remember there was times where they would bust our balls with, "Oh, you gotta report this injury within 48 hours, otherwise we're not covering it," and, like, bullshit
Right.
like that, like, or any expenses if you have to report within 48 hours or when so, like, that was I'm glad that they're being realistic here, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, dude, look, in the
Mm.
fight, I went to the hospital right after the fight. When he caught me
Yeah.
with he, my last opponent threw a hook after I kicked him in the body, threw a hook, and it wasn't a hard shot or anything, but he caught me like right in the eye.
Mhm.
That's what fractured my orbital. It wasn't a hard shot; it was just like right in my eyeball.
Yep,
Broke.
yep. Mm.
I lost my vision, because of it, and I didn't know that I broke my orbital at the time.
Yeah, you're not gonna diagnose yourself.
But when I couldn't see shit, and that obviously following that, he threw an up kick and
Mhm.
he landed it, knocked me out. But when I went to the hospital, that's when I found out my orbital was fractured, and then that's when they told me, okay, this is why you lost your vision because there's an optic nerve that runs on the floor. My floor was, or yeah,
Yep,
my
it's
orbital.
like this. Yeah.
So it was
Mhm.
I had no idea, but Bellator knew about this obviously because I went from the venue to the hospital.
So, yeah, they didn't even have that. That's good, that's good. I
It's
got
not
you.
like something
Mhm,
that happened and I didn't report it like a week later or anything like that. They knew
mhm.
what was going on.
Yeah.
But like that was when Viacom were still owners of Bellator.
Mhm.
This was before the sale, like a couple weeks before the sale, or not a couple weeks. That was a month before the sale.
Yeah, I remember the timeline. I remember the timeline. Mhm.
So I don't know, man. I just want to get the story out there. Maybe this will put a little uh, fire under their ass, and but we'll see. We'll see
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah, and I do wanna reiterate that you're not coming out guns blazing, which I'm really happy about. You're just trying to shake some trees and get what's yours, man. That's really important.
I believe they're going to do what's right. You
Uh-huh.
know, and I
Just
don't
do
know.
it.
Yeah, just do it. And I don't know if this doing interviews with MMA media outlets and whatnot is going to make
Mhm.
things faster or not. But I just like I said, man, that's not a little bit of money, 32 grand. For that procedure and whatnot. It's not.
Not to us anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not. I don't know, man. Fighters should be compensated and they should be taken care of. That's what I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything in the cage, especially, like, like you said, we're putting our bodies and our lives on the line, or you guys are. Are putting your bodies and lives on the line,
Oh, you,
and,
you,
yeah,
you know how.
I used to. Now I just put my stress into it. But, yeah, we gotta be, what's gonna encourage us to do that unless we know we're taken care of?
Right.
That's how I always looked at it, like, you know,
Absolutely, man.
it's like, or at least what's gonna encourage us to do that with you again, if we're gonna go elsewhere. But anyway, man, thank you so much for coming on. I know you're gonna be speaking with Dean. I'm gonna try and hook you up there. Are you gonna could we find you anywhere else?
What do you mean?
Like, are you gonna be speaking with anybody else, or have you spoken with anybody else?
Yes, with Alex. I forgot his last name. Uh, his name is Alex. I believe he's with MMA fighting or something like that.
Okay.
There's a bunch of people that reached out to me,
Mhm.
and I don't want to run this interview a million times with so many different people, But
Yeah.
people that I want to do it with, and the
Well,
people
I
that I believe
appreciate
get my story out.
it. Yeah. And on a bright side, our boy's going for the belt again. This is the time.
This is it,
303.
man.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful ending to a story.
Yep. That's
Beautiful.
that's like in, WWE, they're doing, with Cody Rhodes, they were saying, "Finish the story," and it's like, that's perfect for Dustin right now. Just let's get it
Amazing.
done.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Be great,
All right,
man.
big guy. Thank you for coming on. Everybody, please like, subscribe, and share. Follow Sabah through this whole thing. We're going to get on top of it. Great stuff, Sabah.
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks for having me, dude.
Peace.